It's a beautiful bacon day, Cookie Crusaders. Today I wanted to cover the arena grind on the first day of reset. Now, this is not something that a lot of people do. Sometimes it's something that they don't even think about, and that's fine. I don't even recommend this unless you are very confident with the team that you are running, as this is the first season that I have attempted a complete mad rush through the arena. Now, what am I talking about? I'm talking about getting as much of the arena PvP tickets as you can, whether it be saving them up preseason or buying them through various means as the season starts to rush through. Now, I'll cover some of the ways that you can get them. Sometimes they will be in the Trade Harbor, in the Rainbow Shell Gallery. Not always. It really just depends on your rotation. Usually, right down here where the stamina jellies are, that's usually where I see them. So, it depends on your rotation. Today I did not have them there, so I was not able to get them at that location. The easiest guaranteed way to find them is in the mileage shop. 100 mileage for one ticket. So right now I could buy 25 more tickets. I'm waiting to grind out a little bit more, and I'll do that in this episode to show you what I did today and what happened. But of course there are other ways too, such as the arena tier rewards. When it resets, you can get 10 tickets. Sometimes they are in the arena frenzies, but I've already completed that. They are also sometimes in the Light of Resolution missions, as you can see here, so you may have ways to claim through there as well. So there's multiple ways to get them. And then, of course, if you absolutely, truly need them without any other way to claim them, you can get these packages like the Cherry Blossom or the Caramel Arrow base package, or you can even go through the necessities and get them 3 times per day for about $10 total if you get all 3. And that's going to give you like 90 tickets. Now, I will let you know, between the shop package and between my mileage, I spent 450 tickets today as soon as reset happened. So 450 tickets got me to rank 43 in Pure Vanilla server. I'm not trying to say that as a brag. I'm really just trying to explain what can happen and what did happen and what I did to get there. Now, what I used was this team, my T-Night team. These are the toppings that I ran, and as I've said before in other streams and videos, if you do not have Critical Monument upgraded, the Dark Cacao Monument, and the Lab upgraded for critical damage, critical toppings are not going to be in your benefit. And I still don't even have them maxed out. If I had perfect stats for Dark Cacao, I would have a higher cooldown and a higher damage resistance. And I would take away all the other substats, because critical, cooldown, and damage resistance is what I personally want to focus for Dark Cacao. If I had better substats for Caramel Arrow, I would have damage resistance, attack speed, and critical damage. That would be the 3 that I would focus on for Caramel Arrow. If I had better ones for Sea Fairy, I would have critical, damage resistance, a little bit of cooldown, and attack percentage. So I'd kind of divide between the attack percentage and the cooldown. Specifically, I would be willing to give up some critical percentages depending on the team build, but mostly I want to focus on getting those high damaging numbers. And so with that team and this team, how it was built, it really heavily leans on the Remedy Treasure. So the Remedy Treasure, if you haven't seen it before, you haven't read it, the Remedy jam-packed with the Secrets of Nature remove all debuffs from the cookie with the highest max HP and heals 30%, well 30.5% at level 11 of their max HP, additionally increasing their attack by 28.2% for 14.1 seconds. It's got a 2-second charge and a 16-second cooldown. Super fast. Now, in this scenario, Dark Cacao is the highest HP user. And the reason is that I do not have a high HP on the almonds right now for T-Night, which is something I'm working towards. And I do have 7.4% HP on Dark Cacao, so Dark Cacao actually outweighs the HP of T-Night currently. And so I can't do anything about that, but that's okay, as in most situations it does not create a huge problem. It does not fight the 2 current meta teams, which is the Caramel Arrow team, which I do believe I have saved in another section here. It would be, let's see. Okay, I don't have it saved, but it's Caramel Arrow, Eclair, Herb, Pomegranate, and Dark Cacao. That's the team. And that's one of the meta teams. The other meta team is Cotton, Herb, Sorbet, Pumpkin Pie, and I've seen at least Pomegranate and a couple others. In fact, let me see if I can find... Yep. No, sorry. Cacao, Sorbet, Pumpkin Pie, Cotton, and Herb. So that's the other main meta team I've been seeing, and that's because they take out fronts really well. They really hard counter T-Knight teams. So if you see those two teams, or even the speed team, which has Madeline, they're going to be really, really taking out the T-Knight team. So that's not going to get you through those teams. But when I did the rush today, most of the teams were not those teams. Or if they were lower treasure levels. So I was able to push through with the T-Knight team anyway. So I'm going to show you now, rather than just talking about it, what I had today, what I was going through, and how well the team was performing. So for instance here, I'm almost certain this is either a T-Knight team or a Kumio Scam team, just because of the insignia and because of where the position is of the other cookies. High chances it's a T-Knight team, but our remedy should outdo their healer staff. So let me show you that battle, and let's see what we get. So so it is a T-Knight team. And as you can see, massive damage pump outs from our side to start. Seafair and Eclair die really fast, but that's okay because it pumps up our T-Knight to start really quickly. Our Caramel Arrow is doing work, but she's going to go ahead and pin down very quickly. And then it's just up to Dark Cacao and T-Knight to finish it out. Surprisingly, though, Dark Cacao goes before, but that's good because then our remedy goes on our T-Knight. And you can see they already hit their insignia, and our remedy healed us before we had to even get to our insignia. And so for that reason, we were able to take that battle. And so that's what I love about that remedy is that there's a bunch of matches today that I should not have won because I hit insignia and then I was going to be dead. But then the remedy charge cooldown just quick enough to heal T-Knight almost a third of his health. And then he swept through the remainder of the teams. And so that's what I love about this team build and why it does so well. So like this one, for instance, lower treasure levels. There should be no reason that I would lose this, even if it was a counter meta team. And so I'm going to show you now. We're just going to blast through that health bar. Absolutely eliminates it. Not even a challenge. And so this team is a very powerful burst team. It's a very, hits hard really quickly. You can see the critical toppings on both Sea Fairy and Cacao just absolutely eliminating the competition within 12 seconds. And so that's why I love this build. It does really good. Most of today I was just hitting battle and not having too many problems. This is another meta team that I've been seeing. This is Cacao, Sea Fairy, Frost Queen, Cotton, and Parfait. Sometimes Herb. Since they're running Parfait, I have more hopes that we'll be able to take them out. But the Feather bringing back either Sea Fairy or Frost Queen will be a little bit problematic. But we're going to try anyway, because we should be able to take it down. And as I said, Frost Queen and Sea Fairy are right there in the middle. So their main damage is going to be focused on our mid and back from where their hits strike at us. They don't really have a lot of front control, so for that reason our T-Knight and Cacao should both be staying alive, dealing a lot of damage, putting on a lot of pressure. We lose our back three, and that's fine, as long as Cacao goes first, but that remedy does heal Cacao in this instance. And so for this time, that's where the HP problem comes in. As you can see, we almost got the remedy heal on Cacao there. So that's the rough part. If you can get it to a build where you can get Cacao lower HP than T-Knight, this build works tremendously, because then Remedy's going to be healing T-Knight every time no matter what, whether Cacao's alive or not. And so you're kind of hoping that Cacao dies quickly in certain situations like that so that T-Knight does get the play. but sometimes it just doesn't happen. So this should be another T-Knight team. I'm almost certain of it just by its build. And it's not. It's a Kumio scam team, which is actually good because we're perfectly suited to take down all Kumio scam teams. The only Kumio scam team that I was not able to take down today, which was weird, was it ran only Kumio and T-Knight instead of Ginger Brave. And its positioning made it so their T-Knight fought against our T-Knight faster. And so, see, in this instance, Remedy healed us up, but they've got a insignia of their own, so that's going to create a trouble. And then they do take us out. So let's look at the stats and see what happened there and why they did. So their Caramel Arrow just was perfectly substatted to just blast through our team. So, and in those instances, you can't do a lot about it. But if you had T-Knight at a higher HP, the Remedy would be taking care of it, and your team would be pushing through. So I'm not going to battle this team because I know this T-Knight team won't take this team. I'll 100% lose this without question. I could build the counter, but I want to show you the team that got me in the high rankings. Obviously, I've already dropped because I lost those trophies. That's okay. It's not a horrible climb. I'm only about 170 trophies away from the top spots. I was within the top 3 today, but the pace, it's hard to keep up with unless you're building the specific teams. As you can see, these are the top teams that are currently being used. I'm sure that will change in a few days. But I wanted to at least show you guys what teams are running through right now, what's pushing the grind, what you're going to be facing. And of course, no one's to Masters yet because 2,000 trophies is the master point. The top player right now is 1684, so that's about 320 trophies away. So maybe about another day and a half, and we should be reaching a point where Masters has been unlocked, and people will start to see the ranks diversify and settle. Let me know in the comments if you're running any specific teams, how fast you were going. Has it taken you 20 tickets? Has it taken you 100? Have you saved up 500? Because at this point, I've used about 500 PvP tickets between the entire day. And it's been an absolute crazy grind, but it's been really fun too. I love the T-Knight team and what its potential and power still holds. Thank you so much for stopping by, and have a wonderful day.